Welcome back, one and all, to Out of the Main. Welcome back, second rate first mate John.
Yeah, me.
Yes, more important welcome backs are due, and I'm going to try to pronounce his
Oh.
name correctly. Ole Børud.
Eh,
That's pretty good.
Close.
That
All
is actually pretty good. Yeah.
right. Well, welcome
You
back,
want me
sir.
to pronounce it?
Yes,
You want
please.
me to pronounce it? Yeah. My name is
Yeah.
Ole. Ole
Last name?
Børud.
Nice.
Børud.
All right.
So there
all
you
right,
go.
there
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
I may just refer to you humbly as sir throughout the episode because that I can't get wrong. So
The
welcome
guy with the
back.
cap.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, it is good to have you back. Since we last spoke, and
Thank
if you missed this episode, which I'll link to in the show notes, the prior
Mhm.
interview we did, you guys were on set, on stage for sound check at a show out in your part of the country. Since then, though, the two of you, I see a Page 99 shirt here, and you have collaborated across the pond on Dane Donahue's most recent record.
That's right.
Yeah, Ule. Oh, I already got it wrong. Okay, played some fabulous guitar work on a couple of songs. One of them, the title track, or was going to be the title track, "High Life Dream," was officially certified by the Yacht Rock Nation gangstas, the OGs as they call them. So we have officially another song on the boat, as they say, and that is called "High Life Dream." Put it on all your playlists, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about, well, something that happens tomorrow. Sleepwalking Again, the new album from Ule, releases tomorrow. And how excited are you about that, Ule?
Well, I'm pretty excited actually. Yeah. Um, I guess that for each and every album that comes out, I get excited and I get like maybe even a bit anxious as far as like,
Yeah.
is this gonna, hit home? Are people gonna enjoy it? Is it like yay or nay or yeah, whatever. So, but I've gotten some really nice feedback on the singles, and
Mhm.
so it feels good, and I'm really happy with the result.
Well, it feels like a
Yeah.
little bit of a different sound for you this time. And so you might, I'll give you time to sort of, how did you sort of set your mind on what you were going to do for this album? Because as I said, it does sound different. And then allow you to describe then what, that sound is you're trying to translate to people with this record.
Hmm. Um, Actually, it's really not that um difficult, or it's really not like that complicated. It's probably a better word, because I basically, prior to any album, just start writing, and then whatever comes is whatever it's going to be. And I would say that probably the only time where I had like a very specific thing in mind was the last album, Soul Letters, because then I really felt I needed to kind of steer whatever I was doing in a slightly different direction. So
Mhm.
I talked with Ruben, who produced the album, and Ruben has been my go-to studio guy forever. Like he's been part of all the albums up until now, both playing and producing. And so we talked together and landed upon the idea of doing, like, having it be more soul type of sound. But moving on to this album, I basically just ended up writing tunes, and yeah, this is what it turned out to be. And whatever sound it is probably, I would say, like the main difference for this album, if you compare it to actually the rest of my catalog, is the fact that this time I produced and mixed the whole album myself, and
Mm.
I've never done
Oh,
that before. Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Because I had notes on the sound of this. Like previous records were like, they would almost like blow your hair back, because you were very aggressive, some of the funk stuff you did. And then
Mhm.
this one has a very big sound, but it's almost like it wraps around you. It had a different character. So I was going to ask about the mixing thing. Now, I
Hmm.
get You could respond to this. I get vibes of like 80s era Chicago, Steely Dan, things like that, more so than the funk stuff from your previous.
Yeah. Whenever people refer to what I do as funk music, I immediately assume that they're listening to the first album or
Yeah.
maybe Keep Moving, because those two albums are probably the ones that have the most energetic songs, and like,
Yeah.
songs such as Backyard Party or The Vow or whatever is like, it's a lot of funk stuff going on. Absolutely. However, I did actually take some sort of musical turn on Stepping Up, which is way more like, as you mentioned, it's way more like Steely Dan inspired. And I have to be honest and say that still to this day, Donald Fagen is one of my all-time favorite songwriters. I'd consider him, yeah, probably the most important, influence on my behalf.
Mm,
So, and that maybe it comes through, maybe
it
not. I
does.
mean, I'm certainly not trying to mimic Steely Dan,
Right.
but I'm basically just writing songs, and who I am is obviously, um, uh, how shall I say I grew up listening to so many different things, and everything comes together when I write
Yes.
music, and
Yes.
that's basically the way it is. So on this new album, I can definitely say for myself that I have poured out some really like Fagin-ish type of songwriting. But then again, to me, there is some very distinct Toto stuff going on.
Sure.
I can reference Mr. Mister, and also Nick Kershaw is a very um, important influence for me, actually, even though he might not be like the very, a typical West Coast type of artist, but his music, like back in the day, was so clever,
Hmm.
like the best songwriting ever, man, on those first albums. So yeah, anyways, so it's like it's it's a mashup of all those
Amalgamation.
different things. Yeah, amalgamation,
Yeah.
basically. It is.
I mean, that's what really
Yeah.
came through to me. I mean, for those reasons, I think this is my favorite of your albums.
Hmm.
As I was listening to it, it felt like I was trying to get into your head because it's so interesting the way you answered John's first question. Because what it feels like
Hmm.
to me is, there's artists out there who are doing, even Present Company included, are trying to do very intentional modern yacht rock or modern West Coast AOR. They need probably for those reasons to stay within a certain box of their own
Hmm.
limitations. This
Hmm.
does not feel like that. This feels like to me,
Thank
this
you.
is the
Thank you.
authentic, sir. You know your name. Authentic you being you. Those influences all shine in, but they don't feel like, all right, I'm going to try to only be this because there has to be a label on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What?
So
Go
I'm
ahead.
very happy to hear that, because that's the way I feel about the music myself.
Yeah.
I'm basically writing what comes naturally for me. Uh, Obviously, of course, trying my best to write the best song ever every time.
Every time.
But I everybody knows that that's the way it is, because um, you could ask like Robin Ford or whomever that they are inspired by other people that they
Always.
grew up listening to,
Sure.
and then they take like stuff from whatever those artists and players had and put it into their own bag and make their own thing, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Sometimes consciously and
yeah,
sometimes subconsciously it happens. Go
yeah,
ahead,
sure,
Dom.
Well,
absolutely,
I was
yeah.
just gonna first comment. At risk of offending somebody who may be listening, I think this is your best sounding album. I'm not just saying that because you're here. It sounds like pristine. The word we
I
keep
thought so
using on this
too.
podcast sounds
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you though about the sort of lyrical themology. If you went into
Yeah,
this
sure.
record with a certain intentionality around lyrics, by the time I get to a song called "Burning Bright,"
Hmm.
Hmm.
I hear songs of love, songs of life keep running through my mind. Words of hope, words of light, a fire burning bright. And to me, that felt like he just explained this whole album in a lyric. Was that intentional or not? Just a happy coincidence?
maybe that actually is a happy coincidence. But at the same time, on this album, there are some new things going on with this new album. One thing is that, as I mentioned, sorry, that I for the first time I've been producing the whole album and mixed the whole album myself, and then also on this album, a very good friend of mine named John Robert Mjoland, he wrote all the lyrics. And on the previous albums, I collaborated with a woman named Jackie Cavan, who lives in Stockholm. And so I basically reached out to John Robert because thing is that I have been playing in a band with this guy. He used to play bass in Extol, which is a metal band.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So, but the funny thing is that I remember him writing some lyrics to Extol, and I always really enjoyed the way he expressed himself and the way he chose wordings, and everything about his lyrics were to me quite unique. And as for a metal like thing, there's always a certain way you write lyrics. And even me, I've written some lyrics for Extol, and it's all just difficult words, and yeah.
Well, there's
but he really went a different direction, and it worked. And so I, for the longest period, I've had him in the back of my mind, like thinking that I bet that John Robert could do some really good lyrics for me. And so I finally just, hey, okay, I'm going to give it a try. And so he ended up writing all the lyrics. Previously, I've done like some lyrics myself, then collaborated with Jackie. But actually this time I just felt like, go ahead. And as always, I give him some pointers as far as what I'm thinking about, like themes and whatnot. And so in that sense, it probably makes sense that you got that sort of epiphany or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a very uplifting record because of those. For that reason, John, it's songs of hope,
Cool.
and it's very nice. It matches the music.
Yeah, I mean, I read a lot of CCM into his lyrics, so maybe it's all in the standpoint of the listener. But when I hear a song like, well, we'll listen to a little bit right now of "All I Know," so we'll drop that in there. It's questions of why we're here, what's the grand design, etc., like that. But I hear those horns in there, and I wanted to get to personnel eventually, but the horns. The reason I said I hear Chicago's because it's like a very trombone up front arrangement. Who did the horn arrangement?
Like on a specific song, or like in general? Or?
Well, I noticed it certainly on All I Know, and right out of the gate, Caught in the Middle. Immediately I hear those horn lines, and I'm thinking that's Pankow playing those things.
Cool, yeah.
Or at least mixing them.
I mean,
yeah. Well, actually, I always write the horns on my albums, so I've written all of it. Yeah,
beautiful,
excellent lines. It's not a lot of the stuff is so concise and to the point.
Cool.
Even the solos don't last too long. The instrumental sections end just when you think they're supposed to. The songs have endings. They don't just ramble on. I mean, there's a little bit of fusion later on in the record, but it's really concise, tight, to the point, and very focused. I love that about this record.
Super cool. Thank you.
I
appreciate that. Absolutely.
I wanted to talk about personnel too, so why don't we go there?
Okay.
Who else did you bring in as producer? I think I hear Lars Erik on the first tune, but who else do we have on this record?
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Just starting with Ruben. He plays drums on each and every song.
Excellent work.
Then we have Lars Erik, and you have talked with him obviously previously. And so he plays bass on 8 out of 10 songs, and then there are a couple of songs that I play bass on myself. And then we have a couple of new guys playing keyboards, actually. And both of them, I have been, I've known those guys forever, and I've been using them live. And so I, felt like it was time to have them join in on an album. And the first one is a guy named Johannes Groth, and then Groth or whatever. Groth.
Wow.
Excellent musician. He can do like pretty much whatever. He plays. The weird thing about this guy is that he plays piano on or keyboard, I should say, on the album. But I have even had him play, as a stand-in on guitars live. So he does that equally well. So he's that kind of guy.
Who's the Monster Rhodes player on what is it? Transit Fuse.
Yes, that would be Jens Andreas Kleiven,
Okay.
which is
Wow.
Jens and then Andreas. And he is the guy that he's been my main live guy for the past couple of years. And so it also felt very natural to have him be part of the album. So it's split like 60-40% each. As far
Do you
as
play any
how,
keys
how
on the
much they
record
played.
too?
Sorry?
Do you play any keys on the record as well?
Kind of, yes. I mean, I'm definitely not a keyboard player, but I do have a MIDI keyboard in my studio.
Yeah.
And the thing is that what I do is basically do like fill-ins and add-ons and stuff like that, basically.
Yeah, like some of those bell
lines
parts and things sound like
and
stuff I've
like
heard.
those
Yep.
those lines that show up in All the White Horses, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. But then again, the solo on All the White Horses, that's Johannes. The
Okay.
solo that shows
The
up
synth?
at the end.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
hear that, John, because it's a
Okay.
cool synth solo.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then what about your sax player? There's a couple really beautiful sax
Got to be
leads.
Pete Chris
Yeah.
Lieb, right? I mean, it sounds like
That's what I
Chris Lieb.
thought. I thought they took Chris Lieb and mashed him into what's
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
Who's the guy that we love, John?
Yeah.
With the
Ernie
flourish.
Watts.
Ernie Watts. Yeah, Ernie
Yeah, well,
Watts.
that's an perfect Polaroid we're talking about. Let's hear that solo, and then Ole will talk about it.
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this guy's name is Magnus Bakken, Magnus. And I've used some other players previously, but he's also been part of the live set every now and then. And I really felt like I wanted him to be, join in because he's just a great player,
It's
basically.
tremendous solo
And he was like,
work.
he was all in
Wow.
immediately. And then you have Jens Petter Antonsen, which is like one of the, how shall I put it? He's been there ever since the beginning back here in Norway, as far as being part of whatever. So he doesn't get old.
Is he like
so, yeah.
the guy on Transit Fuse or something? I think someone sounded like Sonny Rollins in one of those tunes somewhere. I'm trying to remember which one offhand
Oh,
now.
you're
But
talking about saxophone again?
yeah.
That's the same guy.
Same guy.
Magnus,
Wow. Okay.
Magnus Bakken. Bakken.
Okay. So what does this guy
Yeah.
play that you were just talking about?
Oh, the guy I talked about now, he plays trumpet and
Oh.
trombone.
Okay.
So he plays both.
So he's Jerry Hay and Paycow, because I do hear some Jerry
There
Hay
you go.
horns in there
Yeah.
too. So
Of
I hear a
course.
little bit of both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's probably due to the combination of me writing those lines and hey, I've grown up with all that Jerry Hay stuff, so
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
probably the reason why. And then I know that Jens Petter as well is a big fan. Has always been a big fan of Jerry and that type of stuff.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well, you'll have to pass along our kudos.
Absolutely.
And then speaking of kudos, I want to get back to what I was trying to describe earlier in terms of, you have, for those who don't know, we've talked in the past with our good sir here about a former life of his in which he was in more of a thrash metal band. So you have a wide vocabulary, deep. But I hear a song like Echo Chamber, and this does not sound like it's trying to specifically be West Coast. To me, it sounds like it's power pop reminiscent of Frank Stallone or Michael Sabella. Let's give some of this a listen.
Yeah, when that one came on, I go, okay, here come the rocker, because I knew that somewhere along the line he wanted to.
Yeah, sure. It's funny hearing you guys mentioning like completely different artists that I frankly haven't listened too much to. Even though I know about Chambello, absolutely. But to me, I'm bringing forth a mix of early Mr. Mister combined with Toto.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
It's
Toto
like-
out of that.
To me,
track
it's
for
like
me.
this is like the proof that my favorite Toto album is Isolation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it all
So
fits together. I mean, it's not like it feels schizophrenic in any way to me. It's like this is just a great record. Going back to what I said before, because I feel like this is you being you, unapologetically, and that felt,
yeah.
it's got to feel great as an artist. It feels great as a fan.
Yeah, and let me just be clear. I'm not like I don't want people to have the same reference as me. I mean, that'd be boring.
Right?
So
Yeah.
it's pretty I find it cool and, interesting that people can hear different um stuff in it and kind of like point to different directions and whatnot. But one thing that I can say is that it directly is part of my upbringing because to me this is like very 80s rock
Yes.
kind of thing. So I
Mhm.
mean, this is kind of like the stuff that I grew up on.
Yeah.
That type of stuff and 90125 with yes or yeah, whatever,
Ha.
like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep.
Hmm.
Did we get through all the personnel? Because obviously, then the rest
Yeah,
is you.
yeah, I
Guitars,
think so.
vocals.
Guitars, vocals, and then I play bass on cot in the middle and echo chamber.
That's
Anyone
you.
else in on the vocals
Yeah.
or just you on the
Say what?
vocals? Anyone
I
else
do
in
all
on
the
the
vocals.
vocals? Okay.
Yeah, I do all the vocals. Yeah.
We have to stop everything. That's you
All
playing
right.
bass on Caught in the Middle?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear my boy get a little funky on here.
all right.
That's awesome. That's the one I thought I saw. I thought for sure that was Lars Eric because we had him on and he's demonstrated his little P bass. But I
Hmm.
should have known because the strings sound new, John. They don't sound like they're 40 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I have to disappoint you. My strings aren't new as well.
Okay. Is it an old P bass too?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the back here. Yeah, it's Japanese P bass that I bought in New York actually. So it's from 1987, and I love it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that P bass is like it's just the best. It works for anything.
Yeah.
Have you played a lot of bass over the years and just not put it on the records? Had Lars do all of it? Or, I mean, is bass something you pick up frequently?
Every now and then. Yeah, it's I enjoy it. It's cool, and I can absolutely get into like the whole idea of laying the foundation and all that stuff.
Mentally,
But
you
the thing
become
is
a
that
bass player. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But I also know my limitations, and so that combined with the fact that I actually want uh, a different flavor, I want other people's
Hmm.
personalities
Yeah.
into what I do.
Right.
And so, I mean, I couldn't be happier with Lars Erik. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
he's
No.
awesome.
Yeah. He's a fun guy,
In
too.
every way, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the album is called Sleepwalking Again. It drops
Mhm.
September 26th, which if you're
Tomorrow.
listening to this, yeah, this would be tomorrow if you're listening to this today. um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, depending on what part of the world you're in too. So
True.
what do you have a tour coming out to support this? What do you have planned?
Well, I'm heading out in Norway and Sweden first and foremost this fall, and going to be playing some good clubs, including Fasching in Stockholm,
Nice.
at least a couple of nights, maybe
Wow.
even three. I don't know. And then we'll be on the beginning of next year. We'll be headed to Japan again,
Mm.
which is really
Nice.
cool. Yeah.
Is anybody handling the like physical media distribution for you, CDs or anything like that, or is this purely going to be streaming?
No, I even have like right here
Uh-oh.
physical copies of
Hold
both
it up.
vinyl and hang on a minute.
The world wants to see this.
Yeah, as do you. I know.
I know.
You get the vinyl.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. All
Nice.
right.
Very nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
I need to put my headphones on.
Yes. You can't hear me say
Put my
yes.
headphones on, man.
All right, now we got you.
Yeah.
so that
All right.
will be available just at your website or at retailers, or where can they get that?
Absolutely no idea.
I know how
Well,
that is.
But it's being released on a label called Connection, which is distributed by Naxos. Naxos, the label that does all the classical stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so they have a distribution channel, and I'm guessing that they have some sort of portal to sell it online. I hope so. And if not, I'm gonna look into it.
All right.
Okay.
Our listeners may find out before you do because they are huge into physical format. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
What I do know is that it's going to be released in Japan as well, and the Japanese CD version is going to have a bonus track.
Ooh.
Yes.
So for
For-
those who are like, I gotta have everything,
Yeah.
it's going to be two different.
Ooh. Is that track from these same sessions or is it from your vault?
No,
Oh, from the vault.
you can take a guess. There is actually only one song that I can come up with in my mind that hasn't been released physically.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to ask about that one, I guess. We're talking
Uh-huh.
about Find a Way, huh?
Find a Way is going to be
Okay.
on the Japanese
Ooh.
version of the
So that
CD.
is the
Yeah.
track you did, what, 2023 or so with Bill Champlin,
Yeah.
Jay Graydon, Michael Omardian, because he couldn't get anybody else.
Yeah.
How did that come about, getting those three
And
legends?
didn't Bill
on that?
Schnee mix it?
No, he didn't. No, he
Okay.
didn't.
I'm
That
thinking
was
of something
actually Ruben, my my
Okay.
drummer.
Gotcha.
So he's the guy that produced and mixed that one.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, let's see. It at the very beginning, I wrote a song, and I felt like releasing that song because things had been happening for a while, and I was like, maybe I should release something. So I started on that song. I probably did a batch of songs, like for thinking of an album. But anyways, I ended up on tracking that that tune, and along the way, I started thinking about the idea of having some guests appear on the song, and I'm pretty sure that I started out thinking about Michael Martin actually, because I had just recently gotten in touch with him, and because of that, it felt natural to reach out to him and ask, "Hey, would you care to be a part of this song?" And I sent it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, sure."
Huh.
And so from there on, the thing was slowly starting to the ball was rolling or whatever. And then I figured I'd reached out to Bill as well because he had also gotten in touch with me previously, actually being very nice and letting me know that he had heard my stuff and enjoyed it. And I mean, that is a huge compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the guys that I've been growing up listening to for so many years.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. And then, he came on board and did an amazing job. It was so cool. I mean, we just were sitting laughing, listening to all the different tracks. He's like,
Yeah.
he's out of this world as far as being able to just come up with lots of different stuff. But he was like, hey, better if I just put it out there and you guys can decide what you want to use. And that's basically what we did. And he was like, totally cool. So yeah, super, super awesome. And then I actually went a little back and forth as far as like, maybe we should have someone else play the guitar solo, because I actually had a solo.
Uh-huh.
And whenever I play live, I play my solo because what's the point in trying to copy that Jay solo? It's
Right.
its thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But anyways, Jay was actually one of the first guys that I got in touch with back in 2000 and either 10 or 11. And actually in 2011, I got to meet him because me and my wife went over to the States on a holiday vacation and just went, I think we started out in LA and then we went to San Francisco and then we went to Las Vegas and met up with Jerry Hay and the guys
Oh, jeez.
and played with those guys.
Oh,
But then when we went back to LA, we had like a late night dinner. I mean, anything is late night with this guy because he probably eats breakfast at
Well-
6
well, yeah, you
a.m.
guys
or
are probably
whatever.
awake at the same time with the 9-hour time difference you got.
There you go. So anyways, we had a great meeting then. And so now I figured, hey, why don't I just reach out to Jay and ask him? I mean, that'd be way beyond awesome, you know? I don't know if he's been part of anything like as of, lately.
Doesn't
I
seem
don't
like it.
know.
No.
No, I don't think so either. So I figured, that'd be super cool to have him like, come back into the light
Yeah.
at least a little bit. So,
Yes.
and he also did an amazing job. So, yeah, super cool.
What a great. Can we hear a little of it? Are we allowed to play some of it to entice people to buy
Sure.
the Japanese release?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So I got to say, we are lucky enough to have interviewed everyone you just mentioned, including yourself, except for Michael O'Mardian.
Ah, that's
So-
right.
Really?
Yes, if you've got a hookup for us, we would take it. Huge fans.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
We've
Absolutely.
evoked his name 100 of times on this podcast.
He is a wonderful person. Really.
Get that?
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that I know him like super well, but whenever I've, communicated with him, he's been just so cool and super awesome. So yeah, I bet it'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. We'd love to do it.
All right.
So, all right. So, Sleepwalking Again drops September 26th. The thing we haven't heaped a ton of praise on, which maybe we thought goes without saying, John, but should go with saying, the guitar work on this album is absolutely phenomenal. Top notch. When we had Dane Donahue on to talk about his record that you played on, your ears must have been burning because we were just gobbing over how you could pull out a Graydon lick and then do a Larry Carlton solo, or not that it was derivative
Not
again,
copies,
but just
yeah.
just like, wow, he could do anything. And I think that really shines through, including a song that I'm not going to reference yet. You're going to have to stick around for the lightning round because I'm going to show you, the listener, what my favorite of all your solos was, and it's none of the above.
Oh.
Yes, I'll tell Ole when we get off the call here. But so,
Sure.
All right.
so all right. So, you're not going to get out to the States anytime soon with a little tour. We can't count on that.
Well, it doesn't seem like it. I'm open. I'm absolutely open, but there hasn't been like too many opportunities, basically. So yeah. I guess I'm waiting for that.
We'll keep our hopes up. You keep the
sure.
good work up. This was a phenomenal album. I really, really enjoy it, and so good to hear that you produced it because I was hearing magic.
Yeah.
Thank you
Agreed.
so much. Wow, appreciate it.
Good luck with the release. Good luck with the shows, and hurry up and get another record out so we can have you back on. Have Michael co-produce a song so he feels obligated to join you on the podcast.
There we go.
So Lars Erik?
No,
that's
Michael
like-
O'Mardian.
Yeah.
Michael O'Mardian. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, sir. Ole, that was close. Great talking to you
Very
again.
cool. I mean, that is probably one of the better pronunciations of an American.
He
that I've
stumbled
heard.
across it. I have
Well-
one quick question for you, though. This would
Yeah,
be like
sure.
bonus content for the YouTube audience. You kind of addressed it a little bit, but when you start a next record, whether it be this one or previous, are you one that sort of keeps a lot of songs in the hopper, maybe from previous records, or do you like say, all right, I'm going to wipe the slate clean and set my mind and start over from zero for this next record? You follow what I'm saying? Are you one of
sure.
those? That's kind of the way I go.
Yeah, probably more the latter one, but every now and then there is an old idea or whatever that I might pick up and look at and listen to over and over again, and maybe I'll get like an idea like, hey, this will work, and then I'll take it from there. But usually there's just going to be a new batch of songs. And also I'm not that type of guy that writes like 25 songs and picks 10 of them. I just kind of make sure that the 10 songs that I want to write becomes good.
Right.
At least to me.
Yeah, that is the second part of the question. So cool.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
then I have a third part of the question. Did
Sure.
you go into Transit Fuse saying, I'm just going to do, I mean, this, we could call it yacht prog if there is such a thing. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. But
Yeah.
did you know that was going to be an instrumental and you were just going to have cats wail and it's going to be cool?
Well, yeah, I mean, now we're touching upon another thing that is kind of unique and new to this album, the fact that I'm doing an instrumental. And that's been like, also lurking in the back of my mind for a little while. Like, maybe I should do that. That'd be cool. We all love playing. And so I just basically decided, hey, this album's going to feature an instrumental. And there we go.
Some crazy time signature in that. I know it's mostly 7,
Yeah,
but
sure,
then I
sure.
think you add
Yeah.
an 8 every now and again. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, time signatures as well is probably more over this album than it's ever been, actually. If you think about the Feathered Man,
Yeah, that's
and you
like
think about
6, but
that
it feels
one,
like
and then
4
the
and
part
2.
in Burning Bright, has another signature as well. So yeah.
I was
Very
told
cool.
there'd
It's
be
all
no
good.
math, but
Yeah, yeah. Math rock,
math back. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
But it's kind of funny because like you guys are talking about, yeah, maybe we could call it yacht prog or whatever, but
He
the
said
thing is
that, not
that
me.
yeah, I know for sure. But the thing is that I never grew up with yacht rock.
No,
You know what I mean? So,
same.
and I realized that that is like a new term, and
Right.
for whoever who wants to use it, that's fine. But I kind of can't relate to it basically because
Hmm.
to me it's always been West Coast, and
mhm.
then you just combine labels and AOR, whatever, you can combine it with soul, funk, and jazz and pop and whatever. And to be honest, if I was to think about the guys that kind of started this genre, they'd
Hmm.
probably be talking about pop and jazz and rock and the basics, and just they're putting it together. But I mean, I get the idea of having a sort of labeling that makes people, understand what it's about.
Right,
Absolutely. So I
right.
can get into that. But you know, probably just considering the fact that um, I've been listening to this for so many years, ever since I was a little kid. I was like 4 or 5 years sitting in my dad's car listening to Donald Fagen, Bill Champlin, and Pages and Seawind and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we always just referred to it as, West Coast type of material. So yeah,
It's good enough
that's
for me
probably
too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you
But
mentioned,
then again, it at the end of the day, it actually doesn't matter to me because
no,
music is music.
it is.
Hmm.
And especially when you start rattling off 6 genres, which all appear on your record, then it becomes sort
Hmm.
of genre defying just by nature. So why label it? It's just great freaking music. And if you like all of those things, the Toto, the Steely
Hmm.
Dan, Chicago, all the stuff you
Hmm.
mentioned, go check out this album. You are going to really like it. And get the physical format and get that bonus track off the Japan release.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
That's the Japanese though.
Japanese
CD.
release.
There's the original, and then there's the Japanese. So
So get both.
both. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, sir. Great seeing you again. Good luck with it all, and we'll hope to do it again sometime.
Yes. Thank you.
See ya.
Likewise. You
Uh,
were gonna say what was your favorite?
Ah.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. What's the one you're bringing
We're
up?
gonna
The
play.
lightning
We will
round?
play it at the end of the episode that's on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Wild the City.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That guitar solo.
yes,
Yeah.
so good.
It's funny because I mean, it's like it is very third world man ish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
I
so
didn't get that at first,
and
but now I can hear it.
oh,
Yeah.
but
Who was the
Lars
original
Erik,
on that? Steve Kahn on Third World Man.
I thought it was Larry,
Is
but
it
maybe it's
Larry?
Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Can't
actually.
remember.
But Lars Erik, he was like, and check this. Like we had like this email with everyone involved in recording the album,
Hmm.
and everybody was responding, yeah, it sounds great, it's cool, yeah. And then Lars Erik came on board and said like my favorites, and then he listed a couple of things, and one of them was the Larry Carlton-ish solo on on
Well,
that song.
then he
So,
knows.
yeah.
I know that he knows.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's two bass players who vote for that song. That's interesting. We're of like mind. Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's really, it just felt different. And, I'm going to explain
Hmm.
why I love it on but it's like, it's just the approach. It's like so
Yeah.
clever. It just,
Cool.
it tasty and melodic, and it just serves the song perfectly.
Cool.
So,
Yeah,
Thank you.
this
Yeah.
album really hits me more so than your other stuff, which is not meaning to knock the other stuff. This sits
No.
in my pocket more than the harder, funkier stuff like I was referencing from
Yeah.
earlier on. This hit me
Well,
perfect right out of the gate. I was like, wow, caught in the middle. It's
yeah.
like, wow, love this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, it is who I am, actually,
Sweet.
because
Yeah.
to be honest, even, me, I can't relate that much to the first albums, even though I wrote them absolutely, and I play
Right.
a lot of them still. But the way
Yeah.
they are, um, at sometimes it's a little too much for me.
Hmm.
It's like,
I know
so
what you mean.
I have to. It's as if I had to like get everything out, which is
Yeah.
like, hang on, take it easy,
Slow
take
down.
it
You
easy.
might make
It's
7 or
yeah,
8 of these records. Come on now.
yeah, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's the way I felt. And actually, right after recording the second album, Keep Moving, we started playing it live, and I just suddenly realized, what have I done? Because all the songs were like so,
It's like an assault. I know.
and
Right.
I really got a bad, sore throat right away. So I was like, whoa, okay, this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's
But
the
you know, we
song?
put
I can't remember it by title. It's not. It's not a banger. It's a mellow, lovely tune that I sent to my mother on Mother's Day.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Like No Other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's
Yes.
on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is
that will
this?
be definitely one of the songs that I play from that album.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Cool, man.
All right,
All
boys.
right. Great. Our pleasure. Looking
Love
forward
this.
to getting it on physical format. John, you got to get the album, the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
I got to have the vinyl. So, yeah, this.